able to use that budget to support the PSC's work. And so those are some of the key issues that we have. At the end of the day, we are really willing and want to really get to take things forward, but these issues really are impacting on us. And it's not just we, the commission members, but remember we have a secretariat made up of people who we want to give their best. But levels of morale can be affected, as well as their ability to really deliver if they have to be working under these kind of conditions and having to double up and give more than, so much more than is expected of them. That is where it becomes a really, really serious issue. So it is our hope that in, highlighting these again, even though they may have been mentioned before, that among these stakeholders, if there's any part that might relate to your particular area, and you could do anything to render assistance so that we can overcome these challenges in the shortest time possible, we would truly appreciate that. And so in closing, they say, this is a quote by Norman Vincent, who is a minister and an author: when every physical and mental resource is focused, one's power to solve problems multiplies tremendously. If we could address these challenges, be sure the Police Service Commission and its secretariat could make a greater difference in terms of the mandates that we have to execute. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cheeseman. I'm going to ask that you reserve your comments. I know it has been a long morning session. I want to thank you very much for your participation and your staying power, still here with us. But I think we want to break for lunch now. And we want to invite you to rejoin us at 1:30 p.m. to continue this discourse. I think there are still a number of issues to be aired in preparation for whatever is to follow this forum. Thank you. And who would speak about some of the challenges that the appellate function face. We mentioned some of them before, but Mr. Khan would expound and explain more of these. So I want to hand over to Mr. Addison Khan, Commissioner Addison Khan, I should say.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to say that what I will say is not intended to criticize anyone, but merely to highlight the defects in the system. Section 123(1) of the Constitution, as amended by the Constitution Amendment Act 2006 and the Constitution Amendment Act 2007, affixes the Police Service Commission with the responsibility to hear and determine appeals from decisions of the Commissioner of Police or of any person to whom the powers of the Commissioner of Police have been delegated in relation to appointments on promotion or as a result of disciplinary proceedings brought against a police officer appointed by the Commissioner of Police. Prior to this amendment being enacted, the Public Service Appeal Board heard appeals from police officers. And the Public Service Appeal Board still has the right to hear and determine such appeals that were pending before that board prior to the changes in the Constitution. The Commissioner of Police has the complete authority to manage the police service, but subject, of course, to appeals to the Commission. In this respect, the Police Service Commission is a commission sui generis, since unlike other service commissions, its commissioners must themselves hear and determine appeals from police officers throughout the police service, save and except for the officers in the highest echelons. In September 2010, the Police Service Commission appointed 3 of its members to perform this very important function. Between September 2010 and the present time, the Appeals Tribunal has completed the hearing of 8 appeals and has delivered 7 written judgments. And it should be remembered in this context that the members of the Commission are part-time and not full-time members. The following statistics show the progress of the appeals from 22nd July 2010, when this commission was first appointed, up to the present time. Appeals pending before the commission on 22nd July 2010, 5. Appeals filed between 22nd July 2010 and 15th September 2011, 67. Appeals heard and determined between 22nd July 2010 and 15th September 2011, 8. Judgments delivered between 22nd July 2010 and 15th September 2011, 7. And appeals pending as at 15th September 2011, 62. It should be noted that the number of appeals filed between 26th of September 2011 and 29 of September 2011 were 47. All of these new appeals are promotional appeals, thus increasing the number of promotional appeals before the tribunal to 46. In respect of these promotional appeals, it may be possible by the exercise of effective case management skills to reduce the numbers of such appeals. But we have not yet examined all the files in respect of the new cases. The Appeals Tribunal is responsible for judicial work in a highly specialized area of police law. But unfortunately, we continue to be deprived of the basic tools and equipment to do our work properly. We continue to be starved of requisite resources. We have requested an electric punch for the use of the staff of the Appeals Tribunal for more than a year now without success. In the meantime, the 2 ladies of the tribunal continue to punch voluminous documents manually. Because the Commission's office at 62 Queen Street, Port of Spain, had absolutely no facilities for accommodating the Appeals Tribunal, we arranged, with the kind permission of the President of the Industrial Court, to use a conference room on the 4th floor of the Industrial Court to hear appeals. Subsequently, we agreed to use an outfitted room at Queen Street, but at the last sitting of the tribunal on 25th of July 2011,